Hello and welcome to Sylle Invest, where we bring knowledge to investing. Today we will be reviewing how quantum eMotion has performed this year. But first of all, who are quantum eMotion? They are an advanced developer of QRNG, quantum random number generator solutions. They have patented technology that offer true random numbers, and they have technology that is small, fast, easy to integrate, reliable in all types of conditions, cost-effective compared to competitors, and has a low energy consumption. Now, if you haven't watched my video about quantum eMotion from January, I highly recommend that you watch that video first. Watching that video prior to this one will provide better depth of what we will talk about today. So I'll start off by providing a summary of the video. It's going to be in basically 3 parts. The first one is going to be a timeline of what has happened in 2022. And then we'll do a review of the catalyst list, looking at the expectations versus outcome. And we'll end with a list of what can be expected this year. So we'll start with a timeline here of what has happened in 2022. I'm just going to go through it pretty quick. So first of all, the CEO exercised warrants worth $300,000. Following that, the company announced proceeds of 4.9 million from warrants. Later that month, they had acceptance of its first generation patent in China. Later, they appointed a high-tech business expert to its board of directors. And in March they had availability of its portable QRNG2. And in April, they released their fiscal year financials. And the 1st of June, they also received DTC eligibility of its common shares. Later that month, they had a annual general meeting, an AGM. And lastly, here in August, they had a design completion of its first blockchain application of QRNG tech. So looking at the things one by one here, so the 6th of January, the CEO exercised warrants worth $300,000. And the exercise price for those warrants were 15 cents. And the stock closed at 16 cents the previous trading day. And exercising that huge amount of warrants below the stock price is a strong indication that the CEO believed in the company. And a week later, they announced proceeds of 4.9 million from warrants, and it's basically a healthy addition to the stash. A few days after, it had acceptance of its first generation patent in China. And the first generation patent, what is it? It's the method for generating random numbers and associated random number generator. And getting this patent granted in China specifically, it's an important step in protecting their IP. And here in February, they appointed a high-tech business expert to its board of directors. It's Tullio Panarello. And Tullio Panarello has served in several senior leadership capacities over the past 25 years in many high-tech companies. He's currently the vice president and general manager at Smiths Interconnect. And with Tullio, 4 out of 5 board of director members are now independent, which is actually a really good thing. Moving on to March, we have the availability of its portable QRNG2, as you can see in the image there up to the right. The speed of this product is 1.5 gigabits per second, and with an optimized configuration, it can deliver over 5 gigabits per second. And looking at the competing technologies, we can see that the portable QRNG2 is over 45 times faster than the fastest quantum solution listed. And also worth noting is that the PCIe version could potentially reach up to 20 gigabits per second, which is quite a step up from the 8 gigabits per second shown in this image. The fiscal year financials, there was really nothing spectacular in the numbers of those financials, but there was a quote from the MD&A that was quite interesting. So I'm going to read it here for you. So the company does not expect to generate revenue from product sales unless and until it successfully completes development of its cryptographic solutions, which may take a number of years and is subject to significant uncertainty. This clarifies that the hardware will likely not generate any revenue without the completion of its cryptographic solutions, which would mean the applications they are currently developing. And the 1st of June, they received DTC eligibility of its common shares. And it's an important step towards improving the liquidity of the common shares of the OTC. And the 22nd of June, they had their annual general meeting, the AGM. And trust me, the Quantum's AGM is a little more spicy than others. I've been at a few, and most are, well, pretty boring. But this one, it actually happens a lot of things. So let's see what happened during this AGM. Well, first they announced that the new patents are being investigated and filed following the work of, I don't know how to say this, Bertrand Roylet. Yes, that was perfect. Thank you. So basically, he's good with the patents. So yeah, we can look forward to some patents being filed in the future, and they're investigating some more. And their products, they have like different applications of what they're supposed to do. So the portable QRNG2 has its application, and ultra portable QRNG2 has its own applications. And it was actually changed in the slides, in the new slides that was here in the AGM. So this the strike through, it means that it has been removed in the new slides, and the bold means that it has been added in the new slides. So looking at applications for portable QRNG2, it's a foundation device for testing and certification, an SDK. Instrumentation and internet communication was removed in the new slides, and showcase for platform and instrumental for partnerships was added in the new slides. And with the new sets of application, it appears that the portable QRNG2 has become a showcase product and not intended for the consumer market. Looking at the ultra portable QRNG2 applications instead, the applications are, well, ultra portable QRNG, internet communication, consumer products, and now they added also secure messenger and voice generated QRNG. While the portable QRNG2 stepped away from the consumer market, the ultra portable QRNG2 delivers on that area. So if we are to see revenue in the future, I suspect that the first form of revenue will come from the ultra portable QRNG2. Next, we're going to look at the changes in the 2022 key objectives, because there were some changes based on what they had before. So first of all, let's see. Before, it said that they wanted to clarify CMOS opportunity. And now it says they want to advance CMOS opportunity to first prototype. So the objective has become more concrete, and they now aim to get the first prototype done this year. Before, it said develop ultra portable key and potentially PCIe. And now it says develop ultra portable key. And this indicates that PCIe QRNG2 won't become available this year. Before it said new applications in blockchain and VPNs, and now it says new applications in blockchains and secure messenger. And this shows that they have moved the focus away from VPN to secure messenger. And lastly here, earlier it said raise up to 10 million for merger and acquisition, and now it says raise up to 20 million depending on dilution. And this indicates that they might be less interested in doing a merger and acquisition, and also that they need more cash moving forward. And I want to give a special thanks to the investor that shared the AGM slides with me. The company, they never published the AGM meeting or the slides that were used. The CEO said that shareholders could contact the company to get the material, which I did, but they never got back to me. So without the help of this fantastic and helpful investor, I would not have been able to share this AGM content with you. And the company itself, not sharing this information is a problem, as this gives an advantage to investors that attend the business update, and of course a disadvantage to those that do not attend. So until they changes, if you don't want to be left behind, make sure you don't miss a single business update from Quantum eMotion. And lastly here, in 15th of August, the design completion of its first blockchain application of QRNG tech. I want to start by saying that having the design completed is a great step forward, but it doesn't say when the application will be usable. It's basically one of the first steps. So what is the first blockchain program? Well, It is a hardware cryptocurrency wallet integrated with the QRNG2 technology. And it said in the news release that the first physical prototype is expected at the beginning of 2023. But from what I could read, that doesn't necessarily mean that the application will be ready by then. It's only gonna perhaps be the first physical prototype. And now moving to the second part, we're gonna look at the catalyst list from my video here in January. So if you haven't looked at that video, I suggest that you do. So let's see how how the expectations met with reality. Well, as we can see, it's a mix of things. So let's dig through the items like one by one. And at the first one here, I will have to admit this one is on me. I thought that portable QRNG2 availability meant that you could, get the product and it would be certified by that point. Because if it's available, then I should be able to get it. But that was clearly a mistake. And availability simply meant that the product was completed and that the certification process could start from there. And in the Portal QRNG2 news release, they said that our first product meets all requirements of NISTs and die-hard tests, which says that the product is ready to go through the tests and not that it has gone through the tests. And the certification itself is supposed to take a few months to complete from what I've heard. But it has been more than 5 months since this product became available. And it's unclear how the certification is proceeding. The company hasn't said anything. I do expect this to be finished somewhere this year, but it would be nice to hear from the company, how it's going and when they expect that to be completed. Next one here, well, the portable QRNG2, it was released on time as it became available on March the 22nd. And the financials, they arrived on time and there was nothing really surprising in them. So there's nothing really to say here except for the quote from the MD&A that I showed you earlier. And yeah, the ultra portable QRNG2 has been pushed to Q3 2022. And regarding the CMOS, well, there has been no update on the CMOS QRNG2. But the company's 2022 objectives is to advance CMOS opportunity to first prototype. So we can expect a CMOS prototype somewhere this year. As this was removed from the company's 2022 objectives, I don't expect to see the PCIe QRNG2 this year. And this one, well, it hasn't happened yet, but as I mentioned earlier, there has been a change that it's now going to be up to 20 million instead of 10 million, and it's not going to be for merger and acquisition, at least not explicitly. I'm going to take everyone here in one swoop. Well, basically these are unknowns, like nice catalysts for the future, like announcements of the first deal/product sale. It hasn't happened yet, but it's an unknown, so it's not like they have a timeline. It will happen when it happens, if it happens. Second, there we have the patent approvals. They have a lot of patents out there, so it's going to be a few like catalysts coming here, boom, 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 like press releases. Now we have it here. Now we have it here. They did get one in January in China, which was a really good patent to get, and I expect more patents to be accepted in the future. And lastly, it's the buyout of the company. Many people want it. Many people are waiting for it, but it hasn't happened yet, and we don't know if it will happen. Overall, we can see that the portable QRNG2 became available on time, but the rest of the hardware and the certification appears to be taking longer than expected. And now the last part, so what can we expect this year? Well, this one is soon, I guess. Well, the portable QRNG2 third-party product certification, as I mentioned, it was supposed to take a few months. It has taken more than 5, so I expect it to arrive soon. Hopefully somewhere 2022, but I seriously do not know when. But it would not surprise me if it drops in any day. I mean, even if it takes a few months, that would be not completely unreasonable too. But somewhere this year is where I expect it. The ultra portable QRNG2 should become available Q3 2022. That is within a month. So look forward to that. And this year we should see advancement of the CMOS opportunity to the first prototype. And we should also have limited commercialization of the first product, the Portal QRNG 2. And then we should also have new applications in blockchain and secure messenger. And lastly, we should have a raise of up to $20 million through a private placement, depending on the dilution. And this is what we can expect this year. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you found it helpful, please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to support my work, you can become a patron or donate to the channel. And as a final disclaimer, I want to remind you that I am not a financial advisor. I own shares in this company. You should do your own due diligence and only spend what you can afford to lose. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.